So to continue with my newfound wokeness, I want to look at Hollywood because Hollywood is absolutely brilliant in my opinion, and I love how progressive and forward-thinking Hollywood actually is. I mean, I love the way that Hollywood and the entertainment industry constantly point out political injustices, and the way that they promote these forward-thinking and progressive political ideologies is, great. And the, they also represent the LGBTQ community, and obviously that is also brilliant. When I used to watch old television back from the 1990s and stuff, like from when I was young, you'd be watching these horror films like, like The Evil Dead and, you know, whatever you watch, Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street. And I always used to just think, that these films would be so much better if they just had, a bit of gay or lesbian sex. Or, just at least a kiss, a lesbian kiss or a gay kiss or something, It was, terrible back then. There wasn't no representation and there wasn't no depictions. But Hollywood have come along and they've nailed it. They've sorted that problem out. And, I can't wait to watch the new Snow White movie. I'm waiting for it to come out on DVD. It looks absolutely brilliant. I mean, I know they haven't used no real dwarfs to play the dwarfs this time, but that's because obviously it would have been offensive and create negative stereotypes to do so. Well, at least that's what Peter Dinklage said. But it's funny though, because I'm sure Peter Dinklage has played a dwarf in every single film I've ever seen him in. But that's probably just because he plays such a convincing dwarf. So, I think what's offending him is the fact that the dwarfs are depicted as living in caves. And he says, it's backwards to have dwarfs playing dwarfs that are depicted as living in caves, which, it is backwards. It's quite offensive to think that dwarfs are living in caves. I mean, obviously dwarfs don't live in caves. That's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I don't really know where dwarfs do live. I'm sure they live in mushroom kingdoms or something, but definitely don't live in caves anyway. That's offensive to say that they live in caves. But, a lot of people don't like modern day Hollywood. They moan a lot about the race swapping and gender swapping all the time. And, that's mainly because, let's be honest, they're just sexist, intolerant pigs and racist, intolerant pigs as well. That's why they're moaning about stuff like that. I mean, I hate the way that all these superheroes are white, you know what I mean? Like Batman and Superman, white men, and Spider-Man. They're all just a bunch of white men every single time, just a white man. I mean, why can't they just get somebody like, Whoopi Goldberg to play Batman? I mean, that would create a bit of diversity and, it would represent black women on television as well. And I'm sure it wouldn't do anything to the viewing figures. I bet Batman fans would absolutely love it. Whoopi Goldberg's a brilliant actress, totally underrated. And, for me, it would be absolutely brilliant to watch that. But I don't mind them swapping, sex, genders and races for movies. I mean, I've always said I'd love to watch a Romeo and Juliet, with the Mountain playing Juliet and Peter Dinklage playing Romeo. I mean, for me, that would be absolutely brilliant.